You, Johar, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, we have with us our Pro-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amareshwar Gala. We have the Honorable Vice Chancellor of KIT, Dr. Sharanjit Singh, sir. We have our own Pro-Vice Chancellor, Kashinath Jaina, Professor A.D. Otal, a distinguished expert in indigenous studies and indigenous medicine. And at the same time, we have Dr. From Mizoram, we have Professor Jambu, Sualal Jambu, if I am correct, Sualal Jambu, and the same kind of organizers over here. We are really delighted and honored that we have with us the grandson of Birsa Munda. Let us have a quick. At his age, he had made it a point to come here. Without him, this particular occasion could have been amiss. We couldn't have completed this occasion without him. Akapai sir, that you are over here. Along with him, we have Jangal Singh Munda, Joseph Munda. They are also over here with us. And we have the directors, the deans, the faculty members, the research scholars, and the students. And at the same time, the dignitaries who have come for invited lectures and also who are speakers. Thank you, IQAC. Thanks to ICSSR for making this particular occasion possible. And the greatest thank, we should not thank him. We are all abhari to him. That is our honorable founder, Dr. Purchit Shamanta sir, who had created this entire ecosystem, who had made these particular occasions possible, without which this father movement of the country, the contribution to the country's health, the country's welfare, all the indigenous students over here wouldn't have been possible. So in absentia, thanks to Dr. Shaman sir. So I am in the process of learning from people like Professor Ota, learning like people from the faith healers who have come here, because indigenous learning and knowledge system is a very significant thing which we really have not come to know much about. Because, of course, you know why. Because an overarching 200 years of colonial system in this particular country. Even after 1947, we had won the independence, but the decolonizing process has not been over yet. We are still following the Western epistemes and epistemologies. We cannot really remember in all nooks and corners of the country the 15th November 1875. How many people do remember it today, the way we are trying to celebrate and remember it? What happened on 15th November? Otas sir has already pointed out correctly that the Janajatiya Gaurav Divas has actually been celebrated and ritualized thanks to our central government, Modi Sahab, for this on 15th November. He had made this a national activity, a national affair. So, 1875, this young man, a small boy, was born in a place from where Dr. Sharanjit Singh himself had passed his own boyhood days. He will be speaking about that himself. In Jharkhand, presently in Jharkhand. He grew up as Birsa Munda, and because of the colonial attempt towards proselytization, that means conversion, you know there are different means of actually ruling the country by the colonizers. One of the ways, of course, is the conversion, methods of conversion. So the indigenous population of the country, many of them got converted because they were luring these people with different kinds of facilities and different kinds of activities. One of them, of course, was food, and the other was shelter. So he also got converted for some time, went into the German Lutheran school. These are small anecdotes that you all know, and was also re-Christianed as Birsa David, later on known as Birsa Daud. Right? But he soon understood that this is actually not really a religious conversion. This is intended for governance. This is intended to manufacture consent. This is intended to actually wash my brain and inject within me the very notions about Western ideas of development and enlightenment. But at that age, he was just 5 or 6 years old, at that age, this realization of Birsa Munda made him completely fit the German Lutheran school system. It was a Lutheran Christian school. It is not because he was not delighted, he was not really satisfied with the faith that he had embraced out of Protestantism. It was because he was the first person to raise the political intentions of these colonizers for whom he had been converted. No sooner had he realized it, he resisted that particular. How many people could do that at that point of time? Because hunger and at the same time livelihood was the mainstay of the people. And in during colonial rule, it was very difficult for the downtrodden people, the marginal people of the country to achieve. And with this excuse, these particular Christian colonizers were actually converting those people. And Birsa Munda was the first person who resisted, not only by voice, but by actual reading standards. Later on, he came to study in a normal school and grew up. And it was a myth, and at the same time a myth which is also true to a great extent. He got a sort of an enlightenment, a sort of a vision, a sense of divinity actually came upon him. And he created a faith of his own self. And most of the people over here know about this faith. It is called the Birsite faith. A faith to which thousands and thousands of indigenous people started getting converted to. A new kind of faith, a faith which does not have any kind of ritualism except for complete bhakti. He used this particular faith, he had that particular power to perform magical laws upon people. A part of this magical law had some basis on practice. That means it was not exactly saying that go away Bonga, not actually that sort of ritual. You know what a Bonga is, or the indigenous people know what Bonga is. In all different religions and cultures of the world, we actually make a binary difference between the good and the evil. In the indigenous population, Bonga or Bongaism is the evil, just as Satan is the evil in Christian society. So it is not only simply driving away the Bonga, the evil spirit, and healing the people of his own community or different other indigenous communities, but as Otis has already pointed out, there was actual medicinal practice which he